Welcome back there, ladies and gentlemen, to another grand final, and this time it's Galaxy Battle 2. My name is Sir Danny. I'm joined here by Twist, and Twist, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm excited, man, because we're going to be seeing Drillaz up against Monty Gen. This is a big rematch because there's a friendly tournament known as Prodigy Series, and hey, last finals in Prodigy Series 3, these two teams meet. Guess the scoreline? It's close, but eventually Drillaz did win it out 2-1 style. So, today, chance for Monty Gen, who have just been rising through the ranks in the last month to, put this achievement on the board as well.
Yeah, we can talk about Monty Gen, to be honest. Like you said, I mean, this team has been rising through the rankings. They've been doing a pretty good job as well. I've been enjoying the fact as well that they bring in, Gizmi and Ryu, who have been on the Monty roster. Now they're brought back into the academy side of things. Like you're saying, they've been rising, but also we got some rise in action here as well. Straight to the map, Vito, and from the get-go, we're seeing the kind of the permabans coming out there. Not too many surprises here, but the picks. What are you thinking, Twist?
I'm thinking I'm not going to be seeing Anubis. I've been seeing so much Anubis throughout all this tournament that I'm like, fine, that's off the map. Then we have Nuke and Mirage. I mean, Nuke, this is a pretty good map for Monty Gen. They're second best, I believe, right after Vertigo. Yesterday, they won it on it as well. So, I think a good opening chance, although Drillaz certainly not no strangers to Nuke. After that, Mirage, I think that's pretty much a 50-50 a lot of times, especially, how many teams played, how much you played solo as well. So, I think Mirage is ultimately always close. And, hey, hopefully we get that Decider of Ancient, and, that's a blast. This time towards Ramp, it will be quick. It will be 4 on the other side. But instead of going down, they choose to go towards Hell and perhaps look to go up. As Gizmi is fighting his own battles towards outside, this game has started off with a bang.
That's some fast-paced Counter-Strike. Look at this as well, Gizmi. Proper shooting it outside. In fact, the players of Drillaz were anticipating this to be the B hit. The players of outside, they get caught out by Gizmi. And it's a great chance for Monty Gen to secure this round. They know they can get an easy bomb plant. On the A side of things, sure, Saneri and Haji, they might fire back. The problem is, it's a 3v2 retake on A.
Yeah, it's a nice first pickup though, and that smoke will delay things a little bit, but I think there's a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a corner. Saneri trying to spot something there. Ultimately trying to go for this Heaven play, but that certainly takes time. It takes some crucial seconds off the clock, and as there is no defuse kit in play, Ryu will get the frag, and that will be only Saneri left alive to, I don't know, maybe put $300 a piece on the board. But able to connect one, some more damage. Maybe just want to save the dualies for the next round. Well, that will be denied by Shield, as we'll have Monty Gen converting the first rather quickly and confidently.
Kind of surprised to see Drillaz still attempting to go for the retake in that 2v3 situation. Not to mention the fact that it's kind of worth it nowadays to keep those dual Berettas for the next round as well, but as we can see, Drillaz not wasting any time, going for the straight-up purchase. The Force Spike comes in. We're seeing a hefty amount of MP9s. In fact, one of them has been reinvested. And yeah, I mean, still, Nuke is one of those maps in which the close quarters engagements can really go your way. Would love to see maybe a bit of a stack on the back of it, but again, it's a fast play down ramp.
A fast play for sure, so they avoid this trap that Drillaz had set up towards the A side. Instead, it's going to be the B completely open, ready for the take, and even though the fast rotations arrive, the smokes will delay them for a little bit, so still should be able to get the plant on the board. If Drillaz want to retake, sure, go for it, but through the smoke will be the way how you have to do it. As Molly damage just takes down Kvem, actually Ryu helps it out as well. It seems like Drillaz are already defeated and retreating. This was a force, one impact frag, if you can even call it that, but honestly just a good call from Monty to, let's be honest, gamble to go for the correct site. So, just the save there, and maybe they take lean with them, maybe they can get some exit frags, but I think ultimately cash is so low that at this point you're just looking to holding onto the weapon is a bigger win than taking away 4k from the side of Monty apiece.
Yeah, for sure. You keep the weapons for the next round. It's basically a retry again. Though Laurel still trying to inflict the damage. Maybe that's going to be enough. In fact, it is to dispatch of Ryu. And yeah, you're absolutely right about it as well. I mean, making that play down ramp, it's always risky business. Not to mention, ramp is one of those angles on the map quite reminiscent of entering the A bomb side, where you gotta keep a close eye on your right-hand side. There could be some players gone there for the boost, not to mention the amount of boxes makes some of those encounters quite awkward. And also, you gotta keep a close eye from players, make it a rotate from hell. And luckily, Monty Gen able to pick the right bomb site, lose only a few players, but once again they have to be careful because Drillus, they've kept some of those weapons from the previous round.
Yeah, certainly so. Not really the big guns, you know. This is like a little bit of a pitter-patter, perhaps might be heard from them. A little bit of a tss, but you know, it's not too much sound. It's not too much weaponry brought into this. As the MP9s will be looking to, well, find something perhaps. Maybe they can just hold angles and Montigen run into them. But this is just fast-paced CS, man. Like Nuke normally you'd slowly try to take down outside. No, instead this is just the quick approach. They know they're not up against big weaponry. That Molly will, first of all, show that Drillus know where these players are. For two, we'll delay them for a little bit. And Seneri will try to go for a backstab, but I mean, that is just found out instantly. Dealt with. Kvem will get a frag as will get taken down as well. And a minute left on the clock, but chances for Drillus, not so much.
Yeah, but even so, we saw some of that fast playing outside, but look at the respect coming out from Montigen. They're taking it slow. They don't want to overcommit just yet. Perhaps.
Yeah, I like how careful they
Catch
are.
one of these players off guard. Yeah, here as well. I mean, gives me in a really good position with Ryu. They could very easily just go for the swing, spot out the players, pick up the frags, but they're still waiting for their buddies to get in position.
Certainly so. So we'll see what Woro2K can do. Needs to live up to his username and go for more here, really. But with the 5-7, it's gonna be messy. Actually, he does get the 2K. So, hey, fulfills that dream, but that's a nice one. How to end things off. Shield will get Haji, and that is gonna be Montigen to put the third on the board. Great start on the T side for sure. Again, I feel like the map pick, stats-wise, just favor Drillus a little bit, especially if we go to Ancient. You know, that's a map where Monty are kind of 50-50. Drillus certainly play better on Ancient. So, you know, Nuke has to be converted by Monty 100%, and then Mirage goes the way how Mirage goes, but ultimately I still think this is just a must-win map for Monty. So great to see that on the T side of things, they've done so well early on, but the ultimate test will now come in the form of Rifle v Rifle as Haji, yeah, he's gonna bring out the big gun and get the big frags. And Eri gets one as well. The I think Bad News Eagles player was a great run to get to the major. Now looks to be a great run to perhaps, you know, advance and win out against Monty again. First step would be converting the first round, and Seneri certainly has done great job to do just that.
Yeah, I believe Seneri must have taken a bit of a break from competitive play for about 4 months or so. They think these are some of the first official games he's actually clocking in. And from what I've seen, you know, he has been quite rusty in that previous matchup where Drillus faced off in the semis, but now it's grand final. You gotta bring up your A game, and currently it's looking really good for Drillus. A 5v2, make that a 5v1. That is the kind of aggression you want to see out of Drillus, and Woro alongside Haji are the two players that can definitely make those aggressive plays. But if Seneri can also chime in, then heck, pound for pound, I mean, this is just looking like the stronger team, right? I mean, Woro2K, for my money, for example, is one of those great hybrid players who can rifle, he can op, and he's so good on both of them that you might be thinking, okay, heading into the first gun round, he doesn't have an op. Well, he's got a rifle, and he's really good with it as well.
Yeah, for sure he is. I'll be happy to see, you know, any more op frags. I think Nuke is ultimately Opera's paradise, right? Especially on the CT side. Like, you can play, you can hold down both sides. You can be outside towards heaven, or you can just take them down with nades. That's also an option. But Kvem is gonna get up a big double. One with the nade, one with the M4. Now looking for the hat trick. Get the knife kill as well in the mix. Seneri looking to hold down ramp. They're gonna be walking right into him. I mean, there's just a big opportunity. Ooh, nicely timed util, and that will push Montigen back. So they've lost those two initial players, and as they're pushed back the angle off the angle again, well, Lobby remains an option, I guess. But really, the confidence that we saw in those first 3 rounds has since dwindled a little bit, heading into the Rifle v Rifle. And that's not a great sight to see. Especially another thing they have to think about is, do we really want to go for this? Because cash is low. Next round would be just Glocks, I'd assume. And you have 3 rifles. Maybe they're looking for an opening pick towards outside. If they get one, they go for it. If they lose a player, they just go for the save. It seems like that is the kind of low-risk gamble that they might be going for here.
Yeah, at this point as well, they should realize that Drillers don't really have to fight for any map control. They could very easily just play closer to the bomb sites themselves Meanwhile, it's Monty Gen that have to keep up the pace, and right now, Voro 2K headshot angle, this could be good for him.
Oh, he
Should be able to
spotted
spot it. Yeah, a few players sees them, finally pulls the trigger, and now it's obvious. Drillers know this is the final commitment on the B bomb site. There's not a lot of avenues of attack as they move in. Voro 2K swipes them down, and that is Lonesome Shielded 1v4 and make that a 3v0. Drillers securing themselves a second round win.
I have a question for you, my Bralukas.
Sure.
How do you pronounce Ryu? Because I've been saying Ryu, but I think you said like Rihu or something like that. Is that a different pronunciation, or did I hear that wrong?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking it's Ryu, right? That's the pronunciation I'm going for. Unless
Ryu.
it's
Okay.
I don't know. Unless he's an anime fella, maybe it's Ryu. But I'm not doing that on a broadcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, as a Latvian, I can tell you, Shield is Latvian as well. You actually have to pronounce his username as S-Healed, so that's a little bit of information for you. I'm just kidding. It's Shield. It's obviously Shield. Haji is going to be holding this squeaky angle. Lay down the molly as well, and we'll try to get away. So low HP on Lean, low on Shield as well, and I mean, you only have the pistols really, so the mission here is to take away as much economy as possible from Drillers, punch some holes in it. Maybe, you improve your economy as well and get a plant really, but especially with the low HPs here, I don't think they've kind of lost the hope for causing an upset here. I like how Kvem is playing towards outside. Like, he's kind of passive, but he's in a great position to still eliminate. He has a great spot, a small angle, and he just sprays them all down. 4 to fall, looking for the ace as only Lean is left alive. It will be the ace stolen, but I don't think anyone's complaining on the side of Drillers, as they'll be able to equalize here.
Yeah, Kvem playing the same position as in the previous round, and Monty Gen thought, okay, if we throw enough bodies, maybe that's gonna be enough, but still, Kvem doing a fantastic job on the hold, and this is, in general, a scary prospect, I'd say, for Monty Gen, because you take a look at Drillers, and, everyone's keeping up the pressure. Every single player is able to hold their own. We can still see some more, I'd say, aggressive plays coming out from Voro and Haji. And if we're going to see more success coming out from Drillers, if they can actually dictate the pace, then Monty Gen will have a difficult time on this T side. But once again, outside control is the name of the game.
Yeah, outside control has been looking... I like how Drillers are playing it again. I feel like Kvem has found a nice angle there to get the early spots and get some early damage as well through the smoke. But actually Monty allowed to cross quite easily, and now FNL gets the frag on Kvem as well. This is Monty now looking to get that rebound, looking to get that revenge and stop this onslaught of rifle conversions that Drillers have found here. As things slow down a little bit. They're still heading down towards lower, and there's only Saneri. He has to be the hero of this round.
And look at the CTs as well, being proactive in lobby. This is exactly what you can expect out of the Driller squad. So they realize, right, there's nothing going on in lobby, so perhaps the players have already made their way down secret, and that is no secret, that is a fact. Ryu opens things up on the lower bomb site, and they can get an easy bomb plant. And for Drillers, the round is over. If they were to make that rotation just a little bit earlier once they spot out the guys in entering secret, then perhaps that would have been possible, but now Saneri drops dead, 3 players left standing. It's a victory for Monty Gen.
Yeah, I mean, 2 rounds easily converted, 2 kills rather. I mean, talk about impact frags, huh? They find that first, and Saneri is kind of just left alone there, so a bit of a weird choice from Drillers, perhaps. I guess they were just gambling, kind of hoping that they go towards A, perhaps. I liked what you mentioned about the lobby clear, that was certainly a good way to do it, but apart from that, this will be looking rather dry, even though Voro 2K gets the frag. It seems like it could be back and forth. Like, we see some very dominant rifle rounds from Drillers, and then right back, Monty are able to put a round on the board where they pretty much have 5 remaining alive, except for that Voro 2K pickup, so close round-wise, but not so much players alive-wise, if you look in the microcosm of the actual round.
You can see this as well. The Drillers taking matters into their own hands. Voro 2K picking up the big green, so I wouldn't be too surprised if he changes up his position with Kvem. Having a sniper rifle on the outside is really useful, but then again, what's the other favorable position? It's ramp, of course. And Monty Gen, interestingly enough, even though they actually won the previous round, we're seeing a tac pause coming out super early. Now, the one thing I've been really enjoying in CS2 is that teams have started to realize that in MR12, every single round does count. And I've been loving the fact that teams, they're taking the timeouts. They're not just, okay, scoreline is, I don't know, 9-11. Now it's time to take the timeout. No. You got to take those timeouts as early as possible. Have those necessary discussions. And, it's a good opportunity to better understand, get some info from your teammates on what area of the map they feel comfortable of pushing, perhaps being a little bit more proactive. So, yeah, like I said, seeing the timeouts coming out more often is really a good sign.
Yeah, I feel like the timeout in CS is like a stop loss in investing, right? Like at which point you wanna, mostly you call it when you start losing rounds, and you call the timeout, and then you're like, okay, well this is where we stop it, and it's kind of a fresh start. You get the kind of emotional reset as well. Tensions slow down a little bit, because yeah, I've been seeing a lot of teams starting to lose. They lose 3 in a row, they don't take the timeout, and suddenly it's 7 losses in a row, and then they take it, and then perhaps they even bring it back. But it's like, well, you did it earlier, you would have gotten a lot more rounds on the board. So certainly great to see that Monty do it. Actually, the round advantage in this case with converting, but this engagement from Woro is going to be big. I think he spots a slither there. Looking for the hand now, but I think they spotted each other, actually. So they know where each other is. It also means that Woro will actually get aggressive here. I really like this move. They're not going to be expecting this, really. Gizmi gets away from the angle, has different angles to worry about. Meanwhile, Hadji just gets a triple spray down that we do not see, but this aggression from Woro, after all, will be punished by Gizmi. So 2v3 left, and now Monty have to piece themselves back together as they are quite disconnected here. I think they're looking to regroup, reassess, and attack from a new angle and perspective here, as actually they will be heading down towards ramp. This is a beautiful call, because there's the double A side defense. Well, nobody home. Nobody will be trying to attack your home. Instead, they'll go to a different one. They'll go to B, and so it will have to be Hadji, the first responder on the scene, to at least get the information and hopefully a kill and remain alive. The minimum amount that he can do really is get a kill and die.
Oh, they're taking their sweet time.
Yeah,
that's the scary part.
Actually.
They really got to move up. Oh man, this kill matters so much, but Hadji stays alive. He can just open up the double doors. In fact, Gizmi does get a... No, he doesn't get the wall
punch. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Hadji.
man.
He does more than expected. He does it all. He just takes this round in his hands and crafts something beautiful out of it. It's the 4th on the board for Drillis. It was such a nice play to blow open the double doors as well with the nade to kind of keep them guessing. 2 different angles now. You have to choose. The double doors, if they were closed, if he opens them, then they know he's there. But with the nade blown up, he could be up towards radio already. That was an amazing play there from Hadji. Certainly, not one of great aim, one of great intelligence, really. As Drillis now will equalize right back, and even after attack timeout, I mean, I think it hurts even more, because your execution is good ultimately. They find the open side, they should have converted that, at least have the advantage in the round, but instead, we have an equal scoreline, and we're gonna have Monty on very low economy here, so this round matters double. They lose it. This is 6, but Lee not looking for that to be the case, as he opens up with Gizmi as well. What is happening? Trying to get back to hot, as A-side attack started off quite swiftly. Now they're worried rotations might be there, but reassess, regroup, and re-attack the site. Even go for the fake plants here, which... now it gets a little bit interesting, because the smoke will fade. They will catch Kvem on the other side after all. And now just Saneri, as he dies as well. Woro with the up. Low HPs, but that won't matter for him. Yeah, gets out in the open. 2 different players had to worry about. And you have the up. Not exactly multi-kill potential there. It will be Monty to put the 5th on the board, but Danny, we're gearing up for such exciting finals, I feel like. This is just back and forth, round for round.
I feel like this was also the right call coming out from Monty Gen, because notice what has happened in some of the previous rounds. It did feel like when they were going for some kind of execute, because they were doing it relatively slowly, perhaps, some of those players being incredibly careful with their peaks, they ended up dying to one player who just ended up getting, multi-kills. Hadji in the previous round, and we saw Quem as well finding success in outset, and this time, Monty Gen considers, you know what, let's just take all 5 players, just push one area of the map and see what happens, and what we saw was success. They managed to secure round number 9, and well, the implications of that victory are pretty huge. I mean, Drillis, it's not like they're swimming in cash. This time they go for the purchase, but very much lacking in terms of utility, and that's where you're seeing guys like Woro going for the aggressive plays.
Yeah, we'll see if this angle works out. I mean, Woro has been quite aggressive with the op, and we shall see if it's something that pays off this time. Because last time he pushed out Secret, Gizmi was just aware of this, but this is still a nice angle. Even if you don't get the shot, you get the early information, but it's a double setup. It's the lobby crunch from all sides. They sandwich these players, and so Monty lose their life there. They look for an opening elsewhere. That's a nice smoke as well, but they're kind of walking into a big setup here through the smoke as well. Gizmi will expect it. There's still 2 players towards hell. Yeah, movement in CS2 not the best sometimes. Woro will hit the shot, however, and again, they're walking right into the trap. It's Scenary to get the refrag, and down to a 1v1v go. Shield, not exactly the best weapon for it, but as he advances down towards lower, he will at least get the plant. Plant's out in the open. That's a big boy move, and certainly one that gets rewarded now as the bomb is planted, as he's able to get away with the op, and now it becomes a ticking time bomb for Scenary, quite literally. As he tries to arrive on site, B is just so difficult to clear out. I play Nuke like wingmans sometimes, and it's just so difficult, man. So we'll have Scenary arriving on the scene, but he has to clear out all of these angles, all these pesky little details. And he has to look out for the bomb will be tapped, and oh, Shield is not calling it. Now he will though, because the stick is coming in. The ninja defuse, the op is not good, but with the Glock, with the knife maybe. Oh no, that's falling apart. That is insanity. Shield with the 10-second stick gets bamboozled, cannot find the player, and that's Drillers to put the 5th on the board. Back to back we go again.
Oh man, it's always so scary to see these bomb plants and those defuse happening in the smoke, because initially you can see, I mean, the planter, he knows exactly where the bomb is planted. He's doing a pretty good job, you know, dealing the damage. But then after, I don't know, a couple seconds, it feels like they just go into panic mode, that they're just tapping away, trying to knife the air, and no success. And that's going to be a great little victory there for Drillers. They're going to be happy about it as well, because imagine in a world where they end up losing that round, I mean, economy is in the bin. They just have to go for the eco, maybe a partial investment, and we could be talking about Monty Gen 7 rounds T-side nuke. But luckily for them, they get the defuse to get the round win. Monty Gen, again, taking this one super seriously from the get-go. Pause. Okay, we messed up a wee bit. It came down to the clutch, but hell, we still have 5 rounds to work with. A couple more, in fact, here could go our way, could go the enemy's way, but there's a chance to make it work.
Yeah, 5 on the T side. Normally it would be good. Normally, but like, yeah, that's a good T side. You have 2 more rounds. You put 6, 7 on the board. Great. But recently, Danny, you know, we talked in the pre-show. I've been casting a lot of CS games recently. I've seen Nuke become more and more T-sided in these tier 2, tier 3 matchups, really. I've seen a lot of matches where 6 on the T side doesn't exactly mean greatness for the CT, as both teams normally have been starting to get, you know, 5, 6 rounds as a default on the T side. So even though Monty are doing good, with this being their map pick, maybe need to convert that 6th on the board just to be comfortable, just to have a little bit of a safety net here. 7th would certainly be great, but, you know, for now, just one step at a time. And economy is so broken on both sides, actually. Look at the buys. And also, this is a big round because this is pretty much 2, right? You win this one, you eliminate everyone. Well, it's gonna be huge. The swing comes in, it just massacre down towards Secret. As Quem runs out of bullets, he tries to do it with the USP, but it's gonna be Gizmi with the pistol to do it. The double with the Tech 9 keeps the dream alive for Monty Gen here, as Ryu and Gizmi are gonna be low. Still, they have the site almost open. It's only the op on the other side, and that op is gonna be only good for 1, and then has to reload, so most likely forced off the angle. Woro actually looks for opportunities elsewhere. Oh, they have the complete bamboozle here on Drillers. They're just not expecting this to be B at all, so free they meet each other. It's like, well, where are they? B is the call, and it will also be the plant.
Will it though? Look at the players making their way out of the vent. FNL did not see the player behind the reactor cores, and well, that's an easy pickup for the MP9. And Monty Gen, yeah, it felt like they were trying to big brain their opponents, but the problem is, I mean, Woro realizing, okay, there's really no footsteps happening over at B. I'm just gonna join my buddy in lobby, and perhaps this is the A taken. They were absolutely right about it. So Drillers once again securing a pretty impressive victory. And this is where, yeah, Monty Gen, they simply run out of steam, run out of cash, get whatever you can from the garage sale. It's going to be a few pistols, it's going to be some armor, but is it going to be a victory? I highly doubt it.
Well, that does mean that now they're put back to just Deagles and a Galil, and that's not exactly great because, well, they haven't done too well with the rifles. Maybe the pistol is actually the kind of change of pace that we need, because sometimes when you struggle a little bit with the rifles, like, you know, you approach the pistol round differently, you do a different strategy most of the time, so sometimes that can overwhelm the CTs. I think especially if you're doing really bad with the rifles, then just going for a quick approach to the pistols is actually a remedy, as weird as it sounds, at least from what I've seen recently. But instead of going quick, they choose to go slow, and they choose to go towards outside, where the smokes will be laid down, they'll be looking to cross and at least take secret and lower control.
I was kind of hoping we might see, you know, a fast play from Monty Gen. Perhaps once again, A side, a few flashbangs, few smokes. Or RTK, you know, he's just tapping away. Oh, that's a very successful tap. Yeah, great one for him, and I believe Quem will begin to realize that, alright, if one player goes down, perhaps a lot of players will come my way, and currently he's the only and lonesome defender on the B side. Rotation is not going to be quick enough. Now he's got to hold his ground.
Engagement. And yeah, he does get lean. As now the windows will be blown open. He's looking for more. Actually, great reposition there, but Ryu finds him with an insta-dink with the Deagle. This will be the bomb planted this time. I won't be proven wrong, it seems like, for 2 rounds in a row, as Gizmy will get Wuro 2K as well. It's so low. Look at the HPs, really. This could be one nade to do it, but they're smart. They choose to isolate themselves a little bit, but the frag comes in, the double that is, and now Ryu on an impossible mission, as Hadji has been the impact fragger all throughout. 9 kills on the board, not even the top fragger of the team, but just, you know, a lot of rememberable big rounds coming in from Hadji, so great to see him stay alive in this, put the 7th on the board for Drillaz, and now this is what I was talking about, you know, that 6th or 7th on the board for Monty Gen and T-Set has just been a safety net, a little bit of a safety pillow where they feel a little bit more comfortable. Now it's kind of on the razor's edge. You lose the pistol, man, even force after that. This could be Drillaz on 10 before we even get to the first rifle, so Monty, this is a crucial pistol to win.
That's a scary prospect. Those pistol rounds are incredibly important nowadays, and you do not want to end up in a precarious position if you're Monty Gen. And right now, I mean, what's the strat from Drillaz? I mean, they have purchased some utilities, so some of those players gathering up in lobby.
Kind of doing the crab walk, you know, just slowly moving towards lobby. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see how it works out.
Looks like now it's time to put on the sneakers. Gotta make that fast play, and well, Wuro2K is the first one to go down. Monty Gen should begin to realize that this is, in fact, the full commitment on the B side of things. Again, no diffuse kit, so those rotates have to be super quick, and the bomb plant is gonna come down relatively shortly. Man, Ryu, I thought he was so good in that position that he should have been able to get at least the 1 frag, but now shield goes down, and it is Lonesome Gizmy on the other side of the map.
So, that scary prospect that we were talking about, well, it starts to become reality slowly but surely here. This is 8 on the board for Drillaz. Gizmy is actually, I like this idea. Maybe, you know, you can wait towards up towards heaven here, and somebody comes up the ramp, you get the up the stairs rather, you get the knife. That's 1.5k on the board. I feel like that, especially in the pistol where you've lost it, like that's kind of a one-off play you can go for. Maybe you get some extra bonus cash, you know, an MP9 for free here. That doesn't exactly look what Gizmy is going for. I just came up with it on the spots, you know, probably if you try it, it doesn't work. That's kind of how my Premier games go, but yeah, Quem will find Gizmy ultimately with the headshot, and so if he falls, it will be Drillaz on 8, and Monty Gen, again, I said this new conversion is crucial. I think Drillaz are the ones who can maybe afford to, you know, if they lose Mirage, that's fine, you know, if they can win Nuke, you know, I still think if we go to that map 3, Drillaz will have the advantage. But Monty Gen, they have to convert this map right here, right now. And, well, that right now might be postponed for a little bit, as now only pistols. The USP is not a single dollar invested into this. So, ultimately, your best choice here is just to try to take away as many dollars from the opposite side, as they're going for the Monty 5-stack push towards outside. This is something they do quite often, and it's something that has, you know, differing success. This time, certainly no success. A shield will be remaining towards ramp. He's just, you know, get this one over with, really. Oh, he's spotted. Maybe he can get a Galil out of this. At least eliminate it. Make Drillaz rebuy. No, that will be the 9th on the board after all. A flawless round, really, coming from Drillaz. Deal with the danger. The rather small danger. Like 4 Chihuahuas trying to bark out towards outside. They get taken down, and Now, well, I think the round of the game, isn't it, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, situation is, I'd say not that great for Monty Gen, especially now. I mean, sure, even if they end up losing the pistol round, we usually say, oh, but they at least have a chance to get that purchase in, to pick up the rifles. Yeah, but that's basically about it. You got the rifles and just a few smoke grenades to work with. It's definitely not a lot. So this is the type of round where I feel like those players with rifles have to go a bit more aggressive. Currently, we're not really seeing a lot of aggression. The players are just, playing in their spots, playing it safe. I guess the first point of contact could be, in fact, Gizmy with the M4A1S outside, as the other players are just, holding their positions. And yeah, they can definitely notice that some smokes have been deployed at the outside position, and I think we are seeing some of those engagements going on. There we go. That's the first player to drop dead. Voro opens up outside, but Ryu still in a good position, wins out the fight, puts us into a 4v4.
Yeah, this one's not going to be going quickly. We've seen rather fast-paced CS2 here, but I think both teams understand how important this round is, so none looking to make the first mistake. Ultimately, Drillers will be the ones to at least, be a bit proactive here, as they do have the plan to bomb. Question is how, where, and, how you get to the site, really. As for now, they look to just be grouped up towards lobby. It will have to be Ryu and then Lean on this hot position to perhaps crack things open, but Quen meanwhile is B, and that really disconnects Monty Gen. It discombobulates their kind of defense here. They're not really sure where this attack will be going down to, and I'm not sure Drillers are either. I think they're just looking for opening picks, and they might just be trying to be reactive wherever they find action, and perhaps an opening pick, then, they try to work off of that. The first engagement will prove quite a lot here, as it's just the calm before the storm, isn't it? 20 seconds, they choose A. Haji pushes in. Haji with the double. He has been so great all throughout this first map as he triples up on the A bomb site. It will be Drillers to lay down the bomb, and it will be Drillers to lay down the 10th on the board as well. Double digits are secured, and the rest just seems like a little bit of a formality.
Yeah, I think the game plan for Drillers was kind of sealed once we saw one of the players, I believe it might have been Kvem in lower bomb city, just dealing out some sort of making noise, being the human decoy in that lower bomb set, hoping to get some of the attention of the Monty Gen players. And yeah, 30 seconds left of the clock. I mean, Drillers, they just have to commit on the A bomb set. And luckily for them, again, as I was saying earlier, this is the first gun run for Monty Gen. So utility's not going to be that great. We can try to run down the clock, make sure the CTs have deployed all their bits and pieces of utility, and then all we have to focus is, just getting the headshots. I mean, it's going to be just dry peeking. You get them headshots, you got the site, you got the victory, and that is exactly how it went down. Drillers will be happy to have reached double digits. Monty Gen, though, oh man, things are looking rough for them.
Yeah, and to, put things, to go from bad to worse here, yesterday Monty Gen, to get to the finals, they played up against Royals. First map was Nuke. They were up in the lead on the CT side 11-5. Game ends in triple overtime 19-17. They eventually did close out, but they had such huge troubles converting those CT side rounds yesterday. Granted, they had a stand-in, they were playing without coach helping them, so, you could point to that, but still, I feel like the CT side for Monty Gen on Nuke certainly isn't one of their best ones. If we look at the stats, it's actually a 56% win rate on the CT side on Nuke on HLTV, at least that's what it says, but still, at least from what we've seen yesterday, it really has had to have been great 24 hours, or they fixed the mistakes, or, it's just, again, from bad to worse really here. FNL, I mean, this position, not even an off angle nowadays, but still is gonna get the frag. I mean, at least that's one, at least he confirms information about two more. Now Ryu arrives on the scene. This guy is a machine in the aim department. He just raw mechanical robot aim at times, and he can certainly just turn around completely around with some great deagle shots. I've seen it plenty of times, but as Woro 2K eliminates Gizmy, he might not even get the chance, as Drillers are just looking to attack towards A. Shield will have to hit the shots, but unfortunately that shield gets crushed, it gets broken, and so the A bomb site falls, as Drillers will be able to enter it. This is the Hero M4 to be eliminated as well, and really from bad to worse, the theme of kind of the last couple of minutes here, as Drillers put the 11th on the board. Monty really on their last chance here, their last big buy.
It's alright. The Drillers just put Monty Gen players out of their misery in that previous round. And now we can finally see some real action. I mean, yeah, there we go. Op is back in play. This is exactly what you want to see, but I perhaps want to see some more aggression coming out from Monty Gen in this round. I feel like if they play too safe, play too passively, that's when Drillers can once again dictate the pace on their T side. I feel like Monty Jin still has what it takes to play aggressive. As you were saying, I mean, guys like Ryu is so good with the aim, and we might see, there we go, that first point of contact. As I was saying, outside play coming in from both sides, but who can find the frags?
It's Lean to start things off, and this guy has been such an impactful player for Monty Gen in this tournament as well. Aggression towards outside, but Shield, that hurts. Maybe the pressure, not sure what. Normally he'd never miss, but this is twice in a row now. The upper eliminated, so where Shield usually guards and helps, this time he lets them entry towards outside. As it will be actually going back towards lobby, that's the idea here, but that is read by Monty, to be honest, so... Not a bad scenario. They have the information. The smoke is down there as well. Things slow down a little bit. Perhaps ramp is where they want to head. It's FNL, it's FNL on the other side then. But it's a nice position. It's one that, you know, if you don't molly it, it sometimes goes unchecked. But oh my god, Kvem is so crispy with the aim. My guy was balling on the CT side towards outside, and nothing has changed, especially as he gets his hands on the AK. His aim just becomes even more crispy. Insta headshots with the Galilits too, but Haji still decides to, well, converts the frag. 2v2 situation, bomb down, Monty Gen. The call is to save, really.
Don't really have a lot of options left, to be honest. I mean, you better save those guns of yours. Luckily, I mean, they're about to reach maximum lose money bonus, so every single player will once again have a chance to reinvest. But yeah, we're talking a 5-12 scoreline. I mean, making a comeback like this, it is doable. I mean, if there is a team that can pull it off, Monty Gen is definitely one of them. But I do feel like, you know, in this map at least, the players on Drillers are definitely on point. I was talking about earlier how a guy like Scenario, you know, he's a bit rusty from what I've seen him play in a previous best of 3. But here he's looking solid on Nuke. We haven't really seen a lot from Mess still, but really that wasn't that necessary. We got Haji open up bomb sites, Warrior 2K also improving and being an impeccable player. So yeah, Drillus from here on out, it does feel like this is probably the end of Nuke.
Yeah, I'd love to be proven wrong, I agree with the notion, but I mean, I'm not even entertaining the thought of a comeback here. I'll need to see like 8 or 9 on the board and I'll be like, yeah, sure, you know, I'll consider it. Shield, yeah, this is just punishing from Drillus. They really look to put out Monty Gen of their misery here, as you said. As they push down towards A, it's Ryu to do it all, to perhaps extend play for a little bit. He will be able to find one. Mestel to run him down, but Sound is not there, just overwhelmed, not sure. Still goes down, the double denied by Gizmy. And so only FNL left alive in the 1v2, but the MP9, low HPs, but no, the aim is so crispy on Kvem today. Just hitting every single one of those shots. 14 kills on the board. It was Wuro 2K and certainly Haji really to do it all in this matchup, I feel like. As Haji, man, he was just a pleasure to watch. I feel like just off of Haji's plays, like doubles or triples, he converts like 3 or 4 rounds in this game. You know, that's a single player doing like 30% of the work.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right about it. Haji finding some really impactful kills, but in general, I mean, as I was saying, I mean, it felt like every single player, except for, you know, the one exception being Mestel, on the side of Drillus, you know, stepping up, finding their stride, being able to deal the damage. In fact, you know, there have been multiple situations where we saw Haji picking up multi-kills, Kvem picking up multi-kills, and what more can you really do if you're on the side of Monty Gen? Sure, I love the fact that we saw when they were playing on the T side, some more tactical depth from them, but it did feel like, you know, on the CT side of things, they lost the pistol, they lost the first gun round. You have a very daunting task ahead of you to try to equalize the scoreline. And yeah, we just saw that the guys from Monty Gen simply ran out of steam. But luckily, I mean, there's still a second map upon us. So, I mean, chances for Monty Gen to bounce back?
Yeah, I mean, chances, but it ultimately has to be the complete reverse sweep then, right? Because these two teams meet again in Prodigy Series 3 finals. Monty Gen lose 1-2, so now they're looking for revenge, they're looking for retribution, and we start off the series with them losing their map pick quite badly. So this has to be the reverse sweep for the ages, really. If as we'll go on to Mirage, Monty Gen are 3 for 3, 3 wins, 3 losses. Drilla is certainly a better map, 6 wins, 3 losses. Like, everything, all the stats, like, every single thing is just set for Monty to lose, so I would love for them to come back. I think it would be the ultimate best of 3 finals to watch, but you know, Mirage might be the finisher. Ultimately, we shall see. Only predictions cast now, as we'll have to go on a break, and we'll return with Mirage map pick of Drillers.
Welcome back there, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we saw the first map. It was pretty quick, but we definitely saw a loss there for Monty Gen. They did not have what it takes to secure the victory. But of course, they still have another chance. It's going to be on Hot Mirage. And well, a twist. Let me think. What do you actually think about this map of Mirage? Because I do remember before jumping into the game itself, in the pregame, you were talking about that, Mirage is not necessarily a map in which you can be super duper strong on it, because other teams are also capable of playing this map.
Yeah, I feel like it's Dust 2, wherever you play it, I don't know, it's very similar to it in that way, that, everyone has played Dust 2, everyone has played Mirage, and on face, 50% of the time, because your Russian teammates don't want to play anything else, so it's like, I think just individually, like, a lot of ways how to play Mirage, like, individually you're going to be strong on it, and what could convert it ultimately is the team department, so we'll have to see if Drillers are able to really put the team department on the board. Certainly they did on Nuke. I mean, Monty converted 0 rounds on the CT side, which means, your T side executes, your team play certainly has to be darn good for that to happen. Check this out. Meanwhile, Waro2K has just arrived and found this player on Gizmi. This, we're gonna start with a knife kill. That's how we're gonna be opening up the second game. Drillers just picked up the pace on Nuke, but now they're just looking to turn into some speed run here, as they just put a big statement on the board to also most likely convert the first round. There's 3 players left live, but again, just 3 steps ahead here. Waro playing 7D, 8D chess. I don't know what this guy, like, I need brain pills that he's taking or whatever. This is crazy stuff from Waro. Knife kill and then 2 backstab kills. Like, we're not even talking about aim. Like, again, the individual department aim is gonna be great for everyone, but like, this is the type of stuff you need on Mirage here.
I'll say this as well, to me it feels like Drillers are one of those teams that are actually using window, and not just, in the sense that, I don't know, 20 rounds past, they remember, oh, we could actually boost a player in window. They are actually a team that can have at least a couple, maybe 2-3 rounds in which they end up having a player boosted up there, or the player himself makes the boost possible. And that is a very powerful position. I mean, imagine this as well. You get a huge flank. If you get in window, go through the murder hole, and then just hit the B bomb site. That's intel, and that's an easy way for your team to secure a round win. This should also be an easy round for Drillers, but they have lost 1 player in the form of Graham, but they can absolutely still win this round without not suffering any more casualties, though Pagi, it's a dangerous game behind the smoke.
Yeah, Ryu, I mean, with his head down, he's also put down to rest here, as it's only Gizmi left live. The USP, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make any predictions. I feel like if I do, it might be a bit of a doom and gloom for Monty, but we'll see how the rifle rounds go. I mean, ultimately, Drillers, I cannot deny it. They've put up such a great performance to start things off. Like, just dominant, just raw aggression and IQ paired together, and there was just no stopping it from Monty in these first 2 rounds. But now, let's see their CD side setups, Danny. Maybe you have some info, regarding that, and what you think might work for Monty here.
Alright, look, I think one of the things they can definitely do is show off some of that mid presence early on. I feel like that's
window?
one of the things, that's an option. You could definitely make your way out of window and perhaps push just a little bit top mid, but this time around, yeah, it is going to be a very heavy window setup. But look at this as well. There we go. A smoke has been deployed, but a T side, it doesn't land in window, and they have a huge avenue of attack. I mean, look at this. Every single frag goes their way. There's a bit of a reply coming out there from Lonesome Scenario. He even gets a second player, but I feel like damage has been dealt. He's in a very awkward position, Haji. There we go. Takes the hit. Bomb being dropped. And Drillers, they're going to have to lose this one.
Yeah, that's a great setup. I mean, Gizmi puts up a big double, but Lean is there as well, and finally we can see Monty playing together as a team. I said again, I think individually, like, everyone is great on Mirage because everyone has played Mirage so much, so the team play will be what matters here. And Monty, this is a great showing. This is their first CT side round conversion on both maps. Like, this was the problem on Nuke. This was why Nuke didn't get too close after the, first half was close. First half was round for round. We're like, oh, this is so exciting. Then second kind of just, drops off a cliff. Reason why? Well, Monty's CT side was looking disastrous. But here, at least they put on the first one on the board. We can see them working together as a team. That Molly is just gonna eat so much away from Mestal. I like what I'm seeing from Monty. I know we're only a round in, but at least it seems like they want to convert this. There's some life in this defense here.
Ooh, but this is the scary part. Missile is making his way out of ramp, and their problem is what? Oh, okay, he sees the player. In fact, Shield struggling to get that frag. And that's the one big problem if you're going for an early exec in mid on the CT side. If you're holding on mid, it's going to be quite difficult to get back into the side. But they break the smoke just in the nick of time, able to snatch 2 players, and this becomes a winnable round for Monty. Though, remember, Voro and Haji still alive.
Yeah, and when Waro is live, especially with how he opened up the pistol, I mean, I'm always worried. I would be always worried if I'm Monty. Like, this guy has 2 brains, really. There's like a hard drive attached to it. I don't know, that pistol just shocked me. That was crazy from Waro. To find that opening, sure, maybe timing, maybe luck, but the fact that he gets 2 more backstab kills, like, that's not luck anymore. When it gets repeated, then Kvem will pick up the first one, though. Looking for the second. Oh my god, Kvem, his aim was so crispy, so sharp on that first map, and nothing has changed. He probably did just like 10 minutes of aimbots in between. This guy's aim is just raw mechanical destruction on the side of Monty now, as 2 have been eliminated. Gizmi's on non-existent HP, non-existent cash pretty much. $300 to line your pockets, and the choice will be to evacuate.
I can't believe that they even pulled this off. I mean, the fact that he decided to go towards the B bomb site, which I always feel like if you end up not having a single player in B apps, it becomes so difficult to re-enter that position when it's like, I don't know, 30 or 40 seconds left of the clock, because there are some really awkward angles you have to check there in the apartments. You got to check kitchen. You got to check that sofa, that disgusting damn sofa. And I feel like it's so difficult for the players to actually make their way unscathed. But here, I mean, Kvem, how does he get that first player with the deep shot, a headshot? Right, cool, that's lovely. The second guy as well going down? Jeez, now that is something you do not expect to see. And I'd say that's a big blow for Monty Gen to lose that round.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate as well. Right where they were starting to pick up some momentum, put the first on the board, looking to equalize the scoreboard, it's going to be Drillers just showing that, yeah, there might be flukes, there might be some issues, but ultimately they are the ones to really be putting more and more on the board. And what's more, you know, the cash. The cash is nowhere to be seen, but the kills will be on the side of Drillers. They find 2. The flash and play is nice. Okay, I like that. That's a nice little bit of a gimmick to do here. I mean, just a standard play, but the execution works perfectly. So M4 picked up. We've seen some miracles happen for sure, but this just seems like Scenario is one step ahead. Oh, but FNL, he is gonna be just out aiming Scenario on that position as well. Makes it the 3v3. This gets real weird real quick. There's a player on the other side of the smoke. Haji seems to be somewhat aware, but I think Lean ultimately still might have the advantage if he goes for the swing. This is just crazy work right here. Timing is weird. Haji now holding it. I'm not sure why he chose to hold the other side, but it's the perfect call. And even though FNL is stuck towards Palace, and I think his position was certainly known, certainly his last whereabouts, and so yeah, they're holding him exactly. Now they know for sure, but FNL, the hero of this round, triples up as he's now looking for the ace. Shield is on the deagle there to help as well, and Shield gets a huge frag. This is a 1v2 for Waro 2K. So many angles to isolate. He is on the op as well. No, but the Glock, he gets one. Now he knows where Shield is as well, but Shield will do what FNL could not. Together, the dynamic duo is going to convert this round, and Monty Gen, this is a huge conversion. This just brings life right back into your game. And they might even call attack pause here to just rub it in and go over their CD setups, really, because even with the 2 to 3 here, I feel like they might need to adjust a little bit the way how they play their CD side here.
Man, that is a huge victory for Monty Gen. I mean, I cannot stress it enough. That victory is not only great in terms of economy, but this could be a momentum-changing round. It was monumental how they managed to pull it off with just a few upgraded pistols. And Drillers, they should realize that, yeah, I mean, sure, you had a very convincing scoreline in the first map, but it's not like, you know, Monty Gen were uncompetitive. They were, in fact, even on the first map. And I'd say Mirage is where you should not underestimate your opponents ever. And well, in dire times, I guess it's time to try out some desperate measures. One of them is trying to go for the classic smokes of the A bomb set, and well, actually, I mean, they've made their way onto the bomb side basically unscathed.
Yeah, Drillers, again, even though they make mistakes, still they find ways how to get right back into it. And now another low buy round seems to go the way And it shouldn't really go here. His side has been opened up. This retake still a bit difficult. Oh, it's another beautiful flash. Monty certainly the kings of util on this Mirage matchup, as the util helps him convert the first, the second, and third, when fourth will be put on the board, and that's a flawless retake. Drillers get a little bit more cash out of this than expected, but well, still, Woro 2K I see on 2.6k. This is now Monty looking to take the lead, and I just love the fighting spirit, man, because again, we talked before, you know, in the pre-show that this is everything stacked up against you, and right now Monty are certainly, you know, showing up to the task.
Yeah, Monty's looking incredibly good right now. That was a really solid retake on the bomb site, but you could also say it felt like Drillers were a little bit disconnected when it came down to actually securing CT spawn. It felt like they needed some more players there. In fact, a few more flashbangs would have been really nice. But yeah, they ended up losing the round. That was a forced point nonetheless. Now it's down to the pistols. Wow, if Nell even gets tagged up there, it's nothing major, but you know, every little bit of damage helps for the side of Drillers.
Yeah, anything really. Please, sir, could we have some damage? Could we just get something, you know, convert something, lit them up a little bit so the Deagles can finish? The Deagles can finish one. It's a nice headshot found by Mestal, but ultimately, Monty is certainly not looking to make any mistakes in this round. Just a default conversion, really. Nothing too exciting. Maybe a headshot. No, Woro 2K eliminated as well. It will be Monty, after all, to now take the lead. And I think this is huge, just morale-wise, right? Like, talk about your morale, where you get just crushed on Nuke, your map pick. You get 5 rounds and 0 on the CT side. Like, just mentally, it's hard to come back. And I think it's one of the main pillars of Monty's success in the last couple of months. One of the main reasons why they go from rank 200th to 70th in the world is because when things are bad, they are still able to play the same game, play even better at times, and that is what separates the good from the great, you know, what happens under pressure and how you can operate under that pressure.
In a grand final like this, despite the fact that it's online, there's still pressure, and you want to perform to your best. And well, Kvem trying to give us a taste of what we saw in the previous round. Oh my goodness, Shield, so good with the sniper rifle. Opens things up in mid. There's still another player going for those engagements. It's Haji, and that's one player you have to be incredibly careful going up against. Oh no, the timing. It's perfect for Mestal. Oh no! He looks at all directions, but not at the one he's being shot at.
Yeah, unfortunately goes down. It also means that Drillers now on that low HP will be trying to open up the A side. Actually, nobody is home, but this drop is heard from Connector, and now Saneri spots the first, but Saneri's aim is there. That's a huge conversion. That opens up the site completely, and again, this has just been such a slow game. Haji should catch this frag off guard as well. Yeah, he'll get FNL, and so from a 3v3 down to a 1v3 we go. It's only Gizme, and well, Drillers punch one right back. We're talking about how Monty are doing good. This is what we saw in the first half as well, right, on Nuke, but now in the second, things went completely, just fell by the wayside. So I love what I'm seeing right now. I think this might be like a 6-6 half or something. This matchup right now just seems so equally sided, but ultimately I still think for Monty Gen, you know, the second half is really going to be where it matters. Can they averse what happened on Nuke, really? Playing on kind of the worst side of Mirage as well. Although, as I checked their HLTV, Drillers have a 61% win rate on the T side, which is actually quite good for Monty, you know. It means that moving on to the CT side, they might have a bigger advantage.
Perhaps, but I do also feel like the big question is who can actually perform on the CT side, right? Here on the T side, you can still rely on a few individuals to open up the side. Maybe that will be enough for you to secure the round win. But on the CT side, it feels like everyone has to pull their weight. And here, Drillers, once again, hoping to find success over at A. Shield has got the sniper to work with. And even better, he gets the first kill. A lot more players will come his way, but the rotation is swift. Monty Gen almost breathing down the necks of Drillers, and Shield is getting up close as possible. And now, after the bloodbath, only Lonesome Voro remains. It's a difficult one. Gizme right in front. An easy pickup for him, and Monty Gen get that one. But man, that was looking scary in a lot of those instances.
Looking scary, but ultimately, after, you know, there's always, after the hard battle, there's the victory, and for Monty, it's gonna be the one to put them on 5th. This is starting to look like, again, a round where Drillers, a half where Drillers try to hold on, and again, like, T-side is put to be their better side on Mirage by quite a lot, you know, 60 to 40 is the split, and as you said, like, on T-side, you can rely on some individual fraggers, which right now, honestly, not showing up for Drillers as much as they did on Nuke, but their team play has certainly looked great, so maybe, you know, they are going to defeat the statistics as well as today, at least on Mirage, it seems. What you need on T-side is maybe not there, but the team play is there in spades for the CT. Now this aggressive push, Saneri will catch FNL off guard, so getting a little bit more than you perhaps gambled for. The Molly actually misses. Not quite sure. Oh, I guess it denies the jump out, but still, this is going to be the B side just completely cracked open. There's a single defender. Gizmi, oh my god, he makes it work. Ryu arrives on the scene as well, and somehow, some way, even though Drillers were looking set so prime to convert on this B bomb site, Monty are just, you know, wasting no time. They arrive on the scene instantly, and the refrag potential is there, up against the lower buy as well. It's 6 on the board for Monty.
I kind of started to feel like maybe Drill is starting to run low on ideas. Remember the previous round as well, it was a pretty simple hit on the A bomb side, and now it was just a simple push over at B, and yeah, it does feel like you cannot simply just take one of these bomb sites one by one. Monty Gen are good when it comes to making the rotates, and even better, some of their players on those sites are able to frag right before reinforcements come in. So yeah, Drillas, it makes a lot of sense to go for the tech pods, to have some sort of discussion of how they want to approach this one. I wouldn't be too surprised if they would reconsider taking somebody at mid control as well. They have found a lot of success in the past, and hey, we could also see, you know, them taking mid control and get a player like Voro making his way in window, maybe with a little bit of a cheeky backstab, and suddenly that could be Drillas round to take. But I feel like the first point of this is still take that mid control, and if there is a player like Shield with the sniper rifle, I feel like there should be some kind of counter big gun, but it's just not going to happen. They just don't have the money for it.
Yeah, I agree with what you say about Drill is starting to run out of ideas. Like, they're kind of going for default setups, for default executes, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. And for this being their map pick, for going 6 and 3 losses on this map, I am expecting a little bit more. Again, I ultimately feel like even if they're starting to run out of steam here on Mirage in the first half, like, this is still such a long run for Monty to go here. They only have the 2-round lead, and, you know, if we look at the big picture, Ancient would be up next theoretically if Monty convert this, and Ancient is just going to be Drillers sided as well. So, as you said, you know, maybe right now not doing their best, but ultimately still having a huge advantage, and I think that's kind of the confidence there as well, where they're probably not too worried about kind of being in the 2-round deficit right now, and they can just kind of approach it with, you know, a clear mind and not be too overwhelmed by what's at stake here, because not really much is at stake as of now. Things will get interesting, will get heated for sure as we'll get into the second half, as we'll get into the pistol. I think that was the tilting point, that was the hinge that we saw on Nuke, so it's gonna be interesting to see if Monty can hold on to it this time.
Yeah, and looks like we do have more than just the tactical positives, some sort of tech issue, but I will admit, does feel like throughout the entire tournament we didn't have that many tech issues, but yeah, it's a bit of a sad sign that this does slow down momentum, and I always feel like that even if a team is, you know, riding on the high tide, if there is a longer pause, it feels like they kind of reset in that sense, and that's a good chance for a team that's losing a lot of rounds in a row to actually bounce back. So I do hope this tech pause, you know, doesn't last that long, that it, you know, just simply stops the momentum of Monty Gen.
Yeah, I think the tech pause always works in the favor of the losing team. Like, it just kind of mellows out the playing field, right? Because a lot of times the reason, sure, you can talk about aim or utility or whatnot, but, you know, sometimes on the server you're just feeling it, and sometimes you're tilted, and that's something that changes it, is simply your emotions. So, you know, the emotions is something that just fades, especially with a tech pause. You know, you give it 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, suddenly that, you know, just hitting everything, we're on a roll, let's go, we're so up, mindset kind of starts to fade, as the emotions do as well. And from the other side, you know, this is so over, becomes this might be over, but here are logical ways how to fix it. So yeah, I think this ultimately might favor Drillers a little bit, as we are getting right back into it. Not exactly the longest of tech pauses. We'll see. Again, this is just some, you know, voodoo BS at some point that I'm talking about, but you know, kind of the stats point the way of the winning team profiting from this. We'll see how much of an impact that is really.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Now, Drillis, as we talked about it earlier, again, not a lot of utility to work with, so it's a lot of it's going to come down to whether they can find some of those opening frags. And as I was saying, mid control seems like the right choice, but I feel like they should also have a few players making their way down underpass to give some more pressure to players like FNL. There we go, he drops dead, and we could still see someone trying to go for the repeak. It could be a Ryu, but it could also be a guy like someone like Gizmi. Lean, he's got to be careful. Damage being inflicted. There we go. That's Ryu out of the picture. Good response from Lean. And it's kind of over, I feel like, in middle. They got to recover the bomb, and I'd say you got to book out of here, yo, Drillis.
Yeah, the bomb is a problem, but so is losing Gizmi. Although quick refrags, this is beautiful stuff from Monty. This is also something we didn't see on Nuke on the CT side too much. Just basic refrags, you know, just being set up in positions where if you take the swing and die, there's somebody to at least get, you know, revenge or avenge your death, really. And so, refrags on the board. This was a 2v3, but so quickly with the nice refrags, it turns into Monty's favor. Now, Wuro 2K on 16 HP. This guy on a pistol was huge. He spots that, and he plays trigger patience. But now I think he got spotted as well. Yeah, shield has turned around, and now this becomes rather impossible. Even though he knows both positions, tried to jump out on shield. Was hitting some... rather not hitting any shots on Nuke. That was uncharacteristic for him, and it's lovely to see that he has fixed that issue as well to kind of play at his normal high. It's 7 on the board for Monty. And what starts to worry me a little bit on the side of Drillas is again the fact that, well, let me double check just to make sure. Yeah, on Mirage T side, they on HLTV at least have a 61% win rate, which means that CT side is not going to be what you usually see on Mirage, where you have maybe a slight edge. It's going to get more difficult for them. So you can talk about how they're maybe, you know, more prone to do well on the CD side today as the team plays there and the aim is not on Mirage, but you know, yabba. I think Monty Gen have found quite a huge lead here and they're looking to extend it, but that will have to be the B-side conversion then as the push comes through. FNL finds impact, but Scenari finds FNL, so big refrag. Gizmi gets some damage in as well. And now Plant comes in, Digits punched in, B-side retake certainly a difficult one to go for, but well, Gizmi is going to keep finding frags like that. Maybe not so much.
The big problem is when smoke grenades begin to fade, and I feel like, yeah, Drillis, they just gotta get up close and personal to look for some of those fights, but it's all up to Lonesome Haji. He's gonna use the bench to his favor, but oh man, they're expecting him to be here. Oh man, he's losing HP, but oh, maybe he has what it takes to actually stay alive. Gets the frag on one. Nose. Lean is somewhere in the smoke. He's going for the defuse, but the knife, can it cut it? Oh, he gets it. Oh no, Haji. He gets the slice, but not the dice. And that will be a victory for Monty Gen. They get themselves 8 rounds on the CT side of Mirage, and you know what? That's a good scoreline.
Yeah, certainly is. So 8 rounds on the board for Monty Gen, and what a just beautiful way how to put the 8th on the board, right? We saw Ninja Defuse on Nuke. That was kind of the tilting point, right? Remember that point where it was a 1v1 shield? Couldn't find a player on the CT side. You couldn't find a player on the T side, and you know, it went down. And so now kind of revenge for that. It's 8 to be put on the board for Monty here. And now a huge pistol comes up. Drillers, they need it. Stats now really start to shift. Now they point towards the way of Monty winning, but this pistol will ultimately decide a lot. A-side execute to come in from Monty, and that's a good call. The smokes to isolate towards Connector. It's realistically only Scenari to do something here, but instead he catches a bullet to his head. He's lucky to be alive here. And they clear out CT. This might be over-aggression though, because there are quite a lot of players, almost everyone from Drill is coming in. Yeah, that's over-aggression, it gets punished. And now they're looking to retake from CT. Information now about the huge CT play coming through, so Monty realistically just looking to be as unfindable as possible. A bit of a seek and destroy here. FNL will find Scenari. Oh my god, Quem's great aim works out eventually. The knife from FNL to deny the defuse. What is happening? They're still gonna get on it. Quem this time connects the second. And I can't believe this is how the pistol ends. Drillers, they convert, but I would not use the word confident at all. As Quem's aim was not there. Huge plays from FNL, but ultimately the low HP is what causes his demise. Low bullets as well. Drillers do put the necessary 5th on the board.
I mean, did you just see what FNL did there? He knew that the bomb was being defused, and he just swings out with the knife, one click, gets the backstab instantly, which is something I guess he could learn from, Hadji could definitely learn a thing or two from FNL. And yeah, Monty Jet, I mean, they make it incredibly close. It kind of felt like they still have what it takes to secure the round win, but I mean, yeah, luckily Drillers, they're able to bounce back, and I feel like that round was huge for them. And now, on the back of that knife kill, they have plenty of cash to even have an AK-47 in the round. The problem is, though, FNL is out of the picture, but the AK is still alive.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a close round, and the thing is, one thing it showed was that Monty have a great A-side execute, right? Like, even with pistols, you still know the smokes, you lay them down, and drillers will, ultimately the CD side setups might change as they get to the rifles, but I think that A-side could really be a problem point, a pain point, as this round is over before it has even started. And drillers have pulled back too, but now we'll see. Maybe Monty going to go for that A-side execute as well. That looked good. Maybe they have some tricks up their sleeves towards B as well. I still think they have the advantage here, but drillers have certainly done well to at least put it into under a question mark still. I feel like Monty converted that pistol, you know, we might be seeing, we could have seen what happened on Nuke in the second half really, just with the nameplate switched.
Well, we're seeing that real purchase coming out from Monty Gen. Looking not too shabby. Mid control is the name of the game. We have a few players make their way through top mid as well as underpass. Yeah, look at how quickly they've managed to take control of middle, and the scary part is they can also have a player boosting up window. But they have to be so careful about short. Yeah, they know Woro likes playing in this position, and if they dispatch of him, suddenly Mirage becomes their oyster. But oh man, this is going to be a crucial gunfight. Woro versus Lean.
And crisis averted, we won't be seeing it. Perhaps we might be seeing Wuro just picking up a rather clueless shield. The battle of the operas, but the shield is on the rifle. As, ooh, the fight actually goes towards A. Gizmi will get the frag, but still, this is two to be eliminated. Saneri in a great positions will be checked, however. Ryu, mechanical raw aim, but so it's there for Hadji. And he is the big game player. He is the impact player. He did the same on Nuke. He does the same here. Now a 2v3 is underway. Gizmi will do great to find him through the smoke, but Woro's 2k op still finds one, and now Shield, aware of this, actually spots Mestel, so both positions now known. Problem is the bomb is down, 35 seconds to operate with here, and Woro 2k shot hit. Yeah, that's an easy one for him. Looks hard, but for Woro 2k, this game has been his oyster, really. 7th on the board for Drillers. And they're just pulling these rounds back, and where Monty struggled on the CT side, T now becomes the issue. As they're pushed back to just the pistols, we'll most likely looking at an equal game here.
Yeah, Woro 2k displays excellence once again. And like I said, I mean, that's the scary part. I mean, even if Woro 2k is, let's say, having a bad day, you can always count on players like Hadji to also come in huge with a multi-kill. Kvem as well has been the rising star in this team, also inflicting a lot of damage, being an important piece of the Drillers puzzle. And now, Monty Gen heading into this round. Well, there's not a lot to work with. There's the Hero AK purchase coming out from Ryu. He's feeling it, but we're yet to see any single kill go the way of Monty Gen. In fact, a bit of a back and forth. We have the response there from Ryu, but a 4v4 nonetheless.
Yeah, but a 4v4 with Deagles, and honestly, I think for Monty, this is a bit of a success here. I mean, there's the AK, the Hero AK, some pistols as well. There's a chance they convert this. They just have to kind of choose the right side, the right direction to take this one too. I think even though with the pistols, they can still overwhelm. Ryu, I mean, again, this guy has pretty robotic aim. I think he could really live up to that name of having the Hero AK and, you know, be the guy who gets it over the line. This is aggressive position from Mestel. His timing actually gets a bit weird. He, I guess, gets in a better position, and this oftentimes goes uncleared. And yeah, this is now a good setup. Woro 2k on the other side. Uncharacteristic misses the swing in, the punish, but the second shot will connect. So Woro 2k still looking to defend B bomb side as another miss comes through. You can't blame him for it. They will plant the bomb, but they know exactly where that planter is. They hear the reload, and are they ready? Oh, they should. No way! Shield caught on a bad, horrible timing there. I think he was trying to switch out. Not sure. He should have been gotten that frag, and this could have been Monty's round, really. It's still a great attempt at the execute. They still get the plant, but Drillers, some way, somehow, maybe off of a little bit of lady luck smiling their way, but they will find the 8th on the board. And so as we're all equal, Ancient now becomes an even bigger question mark. After an 8-4 half, I was already, being prepared to cast that third one man, being excited for the final, really going the distance. But this starts to get a little bit questionable, Danny.
No, Twist. I think you gotta chillax, relax, and let Mirage, do its thing, because this is what you could expect out of this map. Back and forth affair. Again, if this is, your quote-unquote map pick, you can always expect the other team to also deliver a solid game. And Monty Gen has also been in the depths of Tier 2, Tier 3 Counter-Strike. They know how to play this map, and they know what to bring to the table. And right now, we are seeing some good frags happening, but it's on the side of Drillus. That's Shield out of the equation. Kvem is looking for more, and he will get it. And this means Monty Gen, they gotta tear out that strat book and figure out something new.
Yeah, this round is almost already done with 30 seconds run down the clock, but not really many opportunities left for Monty. I think ultimately they still might be looking to maybe get just a tad bit aggressive, maybe find a pickup, and if they get the frag, then they'll probably go for it. But for now, certainly looking dry. I love the map mid control from Drillus there. Certainly team play thing we talked about, being shown on Drillus' side very well in this whole matchup. Like, that's on the board as well here again, and yeah, mid is going to be difficult to deal with for Monty. Drillus takes such aggression towards it, but like you have to have a good counter strat for it, and currently Monty have not come up with one. Instead, they've lost 2 players, and now as they kind of get this consolation prize of finding towards mid, this is starting to look rather difficult. But they will still advance towards shore, but it's accounted for. Spotted Haji with the big spray down, and yeah, again, this guy just does not miss. It's like he sniffs out the big moments and activates just in those moments. Like, look at the scoreboard. He's 14 and 10. Yeah, he's, in the middle of the scoreboard really for his team. But if you just think about impact players, the MVP, let's say, the most valuable player for sure for Drillus has to be Haji. Nuke, he converts 3 or 4 rounds just single-handedly, let's be honest. Here on Mirage, sure, he did lose that 1v1 where the Ninja Defuse comes through, but other than that, he has been instrumental to, first of all, convert rounds that look 50-50 and just shut down the ones where, there's a slight chance that just has to be punished. Great stuff from Drillus, great stuff from Haji, as now a 5-round streak for them. Monty, same fate that meets them on Nuke. Not a single round converted as we enter the second half.
Voro didn't see the player for the gap, and Monty Gen, you want to keep up the pace. This time it will be a fast execute on the A side. Scenario. His position has been compromised. He had to go in for the peak, but Kvem not aware of the backlines. As Haji is able to get more, maybe. Or Takeno is going to swing in action. Monty Gen in a prime position to get that bomb plant, but wasting their time a little bit. I guess they really wanted to make sure they plant the bomb in an open position, and now Gizmi picking up another important frag. I feel like at this point, sure, it's Haji and Voro going up against 2 players from Monty Gen, but they should probably save from this point. I don't know. These are the guys that might be able to get it done. Voro aware of the positioning of one of these players, but where is the other? Where is Lean playing from? A lot of time now being wasted, and I feel like they don't really have what it takes to secure the victory. They know Monty Gen, they have it under wraps. Only 1 player left standing, and that will be a victory for Monty Gen. They snatch away another, and finally, it's good to see them actually, get a bit of a resurgence here on the T side.
Yeah, congratulations. You've converted your first round of the second half here on both maps. I mean, it's a good start. I'm certainly not laughing at it. It might sound like it, that it's satirical, but it's not. Like, Monty, this has been a struggle, a real problem that they've had, and they put the 9th on the board. That relocation from Lean, that post-plant hold from Lean is amazing. He went for the aggressive route, could have just, popped his head up and down when they try to tap the bomb. Like, either way, that position is just so strong, so difficult to deal with. And that's great to see. Monty will put the 9th on the board, and maybe this one go into double digits. I think certainly this one going to double digits for both teams. As now Monty are just going to find a rather empty bomb site. They call the perfect time to attack this. Flashes are in, but 4x3 moment. Can't spot it. That's a freebie kill. Going away, taken away, and a scenario in World 2K find 2 more. Oh, this hurts. This was almost the perfect timing. Should have been the perfect execute, but honestly, still could be, even though Shield only gets 1. Lean to do it all here, but he has kind of been for Monty Gen what Haji has been for Drillers in some other games. An impact player, a big game player for sure. 2 players low, but he's walking into the Hornet's nest here. As soon as he finds the first, the second one will swing. So that's what really makes this one difficult. And he's not really aware of this Palace position either. 50 seconds on the clock, but as he goes here, crosses the line, at one point he will be seen. Just not thinking about under at all. Lean peeks into the op and will not meet his demise from Worro's 2K hands, but it will be Scenario with the stab, with the bullet to the back of his dome to put Drillers on double digits first. That's just unlucky, isn't it, Danny? Like, I think they found a perfect time to open up A, but yeah,
True.
just a 4x3 moment really to fail it.
Yeah, it was a bit complicated for Monty Gen players to dispatch of the guys in connector as well as stairs. It makes a lot of sense to be, you know, a bit more proactive on the push to make sure to force some of these players out of position, perhaps push them far back. But the problem is Drillers, they were the ones winning the gunfights. Monty Gen putting themselves in a very difficult position after losing a few gunfights. And yeah, the round was practically over. So this time, you gotta change up the pace. They gotta move in swiftly and quickly on the B side. However, look at the Molotovs. Look at the nades coming through. It's gonna be difficult. Oh, the nade comes in as well. So Monty Gen, they will persevere. They want to continue with the push, but Drillers will put a stop to it. As Shield and Ryu, the only 2 players left standing, I just don't see it happening.
Ryu's in a nice position though. I think this might be clear, but it's a bit of an off angle. Like sometimes there's just many different ones to check. So maybe he gets a free B kill out of it. Maybe Shield can activate as well and catch somebody off guard as they're looking towards the side of Rio. Like, yeah, okay. Not gonna be the case, you know. Not gonna be putting up scenarios like that anymore. Just I get told that, you know, that's not gonna be the case. That's a funny one, Drillers. Okay, let's just go for the insta swing, insta clear. I mean, there was no way for Ryu to even get a chance to shoot a bullet there. Really, we're not even talking about getting a frag. It will be the funny scoreline. Drillers on 11, and well, now looking for Monty Gen to perhaps try their best, really. This is the pivot point. This is where we either still talk about Ancient or we might just be already crowning Drillers in a matter of 4 minutes here, really. 2 more rounds to be converted. This one would be map point. This one would be destroying the economy of Monty Gen. A Shield is gonna be the hero to open up the first on Mestel. That's a huge opener. The Molly laid down, but Monty, that gives them a lot of life in the round. That gives them the player advantage. Now they can just slow down, reassess, and figure out how to convert it. Perhaps just going all together, going for refrags. That player advantage, again, is crucial.
Oh, the awareness. Did you see that? World 2K expecting the window boost to come through. Gets himself the second. Oh man, Monty Gen, I saw what they were trying to do. They were trying to go for the window boost, and World 2K considers, wait a minute, no one's watching mid. I might as well just, you know, gander, see what's going on. Oh, there's 2 players trying to breach in. I gotcha. Look at this as well, Shield. Oh no, not missing it. Kvam is so good with the AK, even gets the third. Oh my goodness. Sure, they had a good start, Monty Gen. Great opener by Shield. But what can you do if you run into the loving embrace of Worro 2K and Kvam?
Worro 2K, a former Monty player, to now do this to Monty's academy team. This is another storyline to think about, right? Like, Worro 2K is no stranger to Monty. He played in the organization and actually became a star in the organization, I believe. So, you know, puts himself on the map, and then, I mean, I can't blame him for it, but still, I feel like that's just extra salt in the wound here, really, for Monty Gen, a former player, to do this to them, to shut them out of really a chance to hold on to things. Now they're pushed back to their last resources here, just Galil's attack pause, their first one, actually. So, what you said, Sir Danny, about, you know, Nuke being them calling attack pause every other round to talk about things. Well, on Mirage, as things have been more close, maybe less things to think about. Ultimately, 3 rounds is what's needed here if we want to have a chance to discuss about Ancient and then the overtime conversion. I feel like, after all, even though Monty Gen put such a great fight up on here on Mirage, like, Drillers have just been, they're not even thinking about their opponents. They're just doing their thing, you know. They're focusing on playing their best, and it seems like finally it might have broken Monty. Limping, trying to remain alive, beaten and bruised. Maybe they can find that adrenaline to just deliver a blow that equalizes things. First step would be this round, as they're looking to head towards mid. This time Drill is really Oh, well, there's only Quem, but if you just gonna spam through the smoke and find a frag, you don't need mid defense. You have Quem. What an incredible first find, and that's a tilter as well. That's how you lose your star player, one of your star players, Shield. He's gone out of the equation, and now this A execute might be where things end. Hadji gets another one, Wuro 2K with another, and this game seems to be over. Drillers and Monty Gen, the matchup of Prodigy Series 3, but this time it goes the same way, as only Gizmy is able to get one frag. It's this time a 2-0. Drill is even increasing the pace to convert up against Monty Gen in the finals again. We crown our Galaxy Battle 2 champions, Drillers.
Man, what an exciting series. Sure, I would say the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect it, especially on that first map of the best of 3, but hey, this second map, it definitely delivered. It was a back and forth affair. We saw some incredible rounds being won by either team, but yeah, congratulations to the guys there. Drillers doing a fantastic job closing things out 2-0. They get the lion's share of $10,000, and hey, they showed up to be the better team, or at the very least, I would say the better aimers. On the side of Monty Gen, I can't really say that they were playing, some kind of horrible CS, that nothing was clicking. No, they had their moments of brilliance. We saw some great plays coming out from guys like Ryu, Gizmy as well, worth a shout, but it just felt like, going up against these players of Drillers, they just didn't have, I would say, enough steam or perhaps enough potency, because the guys from Drillers, you can't blame them. Every single one of them was on point.
I mean, you don't have to blame them, you have to congratulate them. This was a great showing. I mean, if I have to crown an MVP of the series, in my opinion, it has to be Hadji. I think just so many impactful plays on both maps to really deliver the blow. And I agree with you, this was a great final. Ultimately, I think the 2-0 scoreline in the bigger picture might not even reflect. This could have been a 3-map affair as well. But yeah, I think the difference here was not exactly Monty making a lot of mistakes. It was simply Drillers just doing everything a tad bit better. And we saw that especially on Mirage, where it's close, but in those late stages, those last couple of final rounds, they are able to find that advantage. So, Galaxy Battle 2 will be finishing. Last time I believe it was Chets, who now are named Royals, winning it. This time it's Drillers. They're just on a streak. They win Prodigy Series 3 as well. Same matchup, same, not as the same scoreline, 2-1, but, same outcome really. Well, this was exciting. It was an exciting long week of CS for Galaxy Battle 2, but this was pretty much it for the finals. Then hopefully you guys did enjoy the duo cast. I think it brings a lot more hype as well. So hey, if you guys like it, put it in the chat. As we peaked at, I believe, 500, maybe even around 1,000 viewers. I think a lot of were looking to see, how this one ends. But ultimately, that will be where we will be closing things out. Danny, I'll allow you to take us out here.
Hey, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. My name has been Sir Danny. I've been joined here by Twist. And guys, we hope to see you all next time. Have a good one, folks, and goodbye.